ONDC is a great opportunity to attract additional sale, and as a seller, you must be really interested to start selling on ONDC. But do you know how to enable ONDC on your digital catalog or how to update products so that you can start selling on ONDC? If not, no worries. In this video, I'm going to help you understand the step-by-step process of enabling ONDC as well as updating products so that you can start selling on ONDC. So without spending any more time, let's begin. The obvious first step is to open the seller panel of your online store. Once you have opened the seller panel, then in the left navigation, you have to click on store settings, which is here. And then you have to click on store details, which will open the store details interface. So this is the store details interface. Now here, before you move on and you click on enable ONDC, which you can see here. So before you do that, I would suggest that you should click on address, which will open the address section. Now here, there are two things that you have to look for or that you have to ensure. The first one is you have to ensure the address is updated properly. And the second is Google location. It is more critical. If the Google location is not enabled, then no matter you have done all the steps, your products will not be visible on ONDC. So this is crucial. So please update this. Once you have updated the address as well as the Google location, then scroll down, click on save, and the address is updated. So please ensure that you have updated the Google location. Now, once you have ensured that you have updated the Google location, then you can click on enable ONDC, which you can see here. So for the benefit of time, I've already added the details, but I'll just quickly walk you through in terms of what all details need to be added. And this is all simple details that you have to add. The first one is your GST number. So you can click on add GST. It will take you to another page where you have to input GST and you have to verify. So this is the first piece of information that you have to add. After that, you have to add your bank account detail. Now, in case you're wondering, why do you have to provide your bank account details? So this will be used by us to transfer the money to your account. So for example, if product is sold on a buyer application, so the buyer application will pay us and then we have to pay to you. So for that, these bank details are required. Now let's quickly go through what all details you have to add. The first one is the IFSC code. After that, you have to add the bank name, the address, branch address, then account number. You have to type it twice, and then you have to specify what type of account it is, whether it is a current account or saving account, and then the name associated with that bank. Now, down below, this is where you'll see the beneficiary address. Now, this is the address which is associated with the bank account, right? So this is not like your registered office address or your address. This is the address which is associated with the bank. So in case it is the same as your store address, so then you can click here and the details will get populated here. So you don't have to type. Otherwise, you can easily type the details here, the beneficiary address, and then don't forget to enable it. If it is not enabled, in that case, you have filled in every information and then you have done all the steps and still your products will not be visible on ONDC. So please do enable it. This is also a mistake that we have seen sometimes people make. So enable it. And then here down below, you'll see terms of selling on ONDC. So this is where you can click on it. Another page will open up, review these terms. This will give you a great clarity in terms of the terms of selling on ONDC, and you have to agree to them. And then as a last step, you have to click on save and enable, which will enable ONDC on your digital catalog. So this is how you can enable ONDC. Now you have to update the products as well. So to update the products, we have to navigate to the catalog section or the product management section. For that, up top, you'll see in the left navigation, there is an option called catalogs. You have to click on that. And after that, you have to click on products, which will open the product management interface. Now here, the first step is to click on download ONDC file. Now, in case you're wondering, can't we do it manually, one product at a time? So it is better because there are certain steps which can only be done in bulk. So it is better that you do every step in bulk. So you click on download the ONDC category file and an Excel file will get downloaded. I've already downloaded this file. So this is the file which will get downloaded. I'll just quickly walk you through in terms of what all information is there in this file. So the first one is a product ID. In fact, we have added a instruction row here. So in this row, you'll see the details of the information. So there's the system product ID, and then you have the product code, then you have the product title, summary, description, brand, category, and then we have ONDC parent category and ONDC category. So we have to, in this step, we have to map our products, or we have to tell the system that my product belongs to this ONDC category and this ONDC subcategory. That's what you have to do here. Now, for example, I've added some details here, or we have few products. So the first product, and let me just broaden this column so that you can look at the product title. So this is a leather handbag. So it is obviously in fashion category and handbag category. Now, in case you are wondering from where did I get these categorization. So here you can see we have given a link. If you open that link, so I'll just quickly take you to that sheet. So it will open a Google sheet. Now to get the categories, you can just select the category, for example, electronics. So the moment you'll select here, you will see the categories have changed. Now all you have to do is to just copy paste the required categories from that file to here and update the categorization. So this is the parent categorization and this is the subcategory, parent categories and subcategories. So that's what you have to update here. Once you have updated this file, which will not take you a lot of effort and energy. So once you have updated this file, save this file and then go back to the seller panel. So we'll quickly go back to the seller panel, and here you have to click on upload ONDC category file. So once you have uploaded this file, the ONDC categories are updated. Now this is the most crucial step because everything else will work once you have done this step. If you haven't done this step, despite the fact that you have enabled ONDC, if you haven't done this step, then the rest of the steps will not work, right? So this is very important, crucial step, and it is equally important that you are mapping the products correctly, right? So you should not be mapping them to wrong categories. You should be mapping them to the right categories. All right. So once you have done this step, then what is the next step? So the next step is to click here, which is download CSV. So once you click on it, another Excel file will get downloaded. Now let's go to the Excel file. So this is the Excel file which will get downloaded. Now I will just zoom in a little bit. This is the file which is used to update inventory or price and bunch of other things, but that's not what we are intending to do. So you have to navigate all towards the extreme side of the file or extreme right hand side of the file. So once you are here, this is where you'll see there are certain columns: net unit, net weight, manufacturer or packer name, manufacturer or packer address. So let's go through each of the fields. So this is net unit. So this is where what is the offering. So for example, this is I think a shirt. So the first product, oh no, it is a shoe. So that's where you can see we have added unit, or let me just hide these rows so that we can keep relating to. So I'm going to hide all these rows. Let's hide them. Yeah. So now it is, we can see all the columns very easily. So net unit. So for shoes, it is 1 unit. And then we have net weight. So what is the weight of the product that you have to add here? Now the point that you should keep in mind is, for example, here we have basmati rice. So this is where net unit is 1 kg and net weight is also 1 kg, right? So for garment, shoes, electronic items, it can be 1 unit, 2 unit, depending on how many products are there in the packet. But for edible items or grocery items, that's where it will be kilograms, right? So that's something that you have to keep in mind. After that, you have fields like manufacturer or packer name. Now here you have to add the manufacturer's name or your name. So in case you don't have the manufacturer's name, you are the packer, so you can add your name as well. So you have that flexibility. Then we have manufacturer or packer address. So either the manufacturer's address or your address, and then month and year of manufacturer. So that is month and years. You don't have to be very specific in terms of date. Month and year should suffice. Then net units, so 1 unit or 2 units or 1 kg, 2 kg, you can input the information. Now the last column is the most crucial, and this is where I would also request everyone to understand how this column has to be populated. Now here you'll see the number of values that I have added. So the point which you should keep in mind is that if the item is from fashion category, and I will just help you understand that as well. So here, if we remove the basmati rice, the rest of the products are from the fashion category. So all these products, no, there was some, sorry, I had applied filter on the, so I have to apply a filter on the product title here. So shoes is something that we can, then we have t-shirt, then we have smartwatch. I'll remove that, and then I'll also remove the basmati rice. So these are all the products. So this is where we have shoes, and then we have t-shirt. Let's expand the product title. So this is where we have shoes, t-shirt, and handbags. So there are 3 products. They are all from fashion category. Now, if the products are from fashion category, what do you have to add? So you have to add HS code. I'll just write it there. You have to add HS code. So these, if it is a product of fashion category, then it will be HS code. All right. Now, the second product that we have here is a smartwatch, which is electronics. So this for electronics, it will be G10. And for other items, anything else, whether it is a grocery item or a home decor item, for that EAN code is required. Okay, so just now I'll remove the filter, and it will help you understand. So if it is a fashion product, then HS code is required. If it is electronics products or appliances, then G10 is required. And if it is a grocery or any other product, so if it is other than fashion and electronics and appliances, then EAN code is required. Now this is the important piece of information. If you're not adding it, then again your products will not become visible on the ONDC network. So extremely crucial, extremely important to add this information. Once you have added all this information, and once again I'm just repeating it, apologies for that, but it is crucial. So for fashion, HS code; for electronics and appliances, G10; and for any other category, EN code. So that is the rule. That is the information that you have to add in this column. Once you have added this information and populated all the columns, save this file, go back to the seller panel, and here you will see bulk edit CSV. Click on it and then upload this file. So this is how you'll be able to update the products, but this is not the end of it. So far what we have done, we have downloaded this file, and we have updated. So we have added the categories, and we have uploaded the file. Then we came back here, and this is where we downloaded the CSV, and then we clicked on bulk edit CSV, and we uploaded the file. So once this is done, once these 2 steps are done, then what is the next step? So for that, in the left navigation, you have to click on My Store. So there is an option, there is a button which says My Store. You have to click on that, and then you have to click on ONDC dashboard, which you can see here. This is where you have ONDC dashboard. You have to click on that, and it will open this page. On this page, you'll see there are 2 steps, step number 1 and step number 2. And obviously you have to do step number first and step number 1 first, and then you have to do step number 2. All right. So here, how do you do the step number 1? So for that, you have to click on download attribute, which will download an Excel file onto your device. What is that file? So I'll just quickly show you. This is the file. I've already downloaded that for the benefit of time. So here, now there are 2 points that you should keep in mind. One is this step or this file is only relevant if you have added variants to your product. So for example, a t-shirt available in different sizes, or a shoe available in different sizes or different colors. So in that case, if your product has variation, or you have a skincare product that is available in different jar sizes, 50 gram, 100 gram, 200 gram, like that. So if you have uploaded products like that where you have variations, in that case, this file is relevant to you. Otherwise, it will get downloaded blank. So if tomorrow you download this file and it is entirely blank, don't think that there's some system error. There may be a scenario that you haven't uploaded any product that has variant. All right. So that is one point that I wanted to clarify. The second point is that it will only have products where you have done the mapping. So step number 1, where we did the mapping, this Excel file I'm referring to, where we did the mapping, where we mapped the ONDC category and subcategory. So if this file will only have those products. So if you haven't mapped the category, then this file will not have those products, right? So it will only have products where you have added variation and only the products where you have done the category mapping. Now, what information do you have to add here? So you will see that once this file gets downloaded, up till this column, all the information is populated. So it will already have all these columns, all this information will already be there in this file. What are you expected to do here? So I will very quickly delete this information for one product, and I'll just show you how you have to update it. So once you'll click here, you'll see there's a drop down. So in the drop down, you have to select. So here the basis of variation is where we have the attribute name, as you can see. So this is where the basis of variation is size. So we have to select size. Now here we have the ONDC attribute value. So attribute name is size, and this is where we have the value. So this is 7. So we can just scroll down and we can select 7. Similarly, here we have to select this is size 8. So we'll select size 8. Again, this is I think size 9. So we'll select size 9, and that's where we have size 10. So we'll select size 10. So like that, you have to just select the attribute name and attribute value from the drop downs. And once you are done, save this file and go back to the seller panel, and here click on upload attributes, and this file will get uploaded. Now again, I'm repeating, apologies for that, but it's important. So this file which you are getting downloaded, it will only have values if you have mapped those products to the ONDC category. So if you haven't done the ONDC categorization, which is the first step I showed to you, in that case, the file will not have any data. And the second scenario is if you don't have any product that has variations, in that case, also, it will not have any data. All right. So once you are done, upload the file, and the step number 1 is completed. Or technically, in the process that I'm explaining to you, this is the step number 3. We have already done 2 steps. So once you have done this step, then you can click on download specification, which will download another file, and I'm going to quickly take you to that file. Now you'll find this file to be quite extensive. It will have number of rows. In fact, for one product only, it will have like this product only has 30 odd rows, which you can see here. This is just one product. So again, this file is entirely or mostly populated for you. So this till this column, so only these 2 columns will not have any data. Icon is optional, so it is not relevant to the ONDC enablement. Only this column is relevant to the ONDC enablement, which is specification values. Now everything else is already there in the file, and you have to add the values here. So I'll just quickly walk you through, and before that, let me just zoom in a little bit so that it is bigger and you can see it in a better way. So this is sport shoes. So the first specification name is gender, and it is a mandatory field. Now the important point here is that you have to provide information to all the mandatory fields. So if you're not providing the information, the products will not be visible on ONDC. So you have to make them visible. If you have to sell them on ONDC, it is important that you are adding at least the mandatory information. But my suggestion is that you should add all the information, because the richer will be the information, the possibility or the chances of your products getting discovered and getting sold will be higher, right? So the more the better, the more the merrier. So that applies here as well. So it is not like the optional information is something that you should ignore. You shouldn't ignore. You should add as much information as possible. But mandatory is something, if you're not adding, your products will not be visible on the ONDC network. So it is important that you're at least adding the mandatory information. So here, for example, gender is the mandatory information. And again, from the drop down, you can select. Then we have color, which we can select from the drop down. Then we have fabric, and then we have sports type running. This is where again we have selected that from the drop down. Then we have size chart. So for size chart, you can see I've added a URL. So you can add the URL in the similar fashion. Now, how do you get this URL? So you can upload the size chart onto the image manager, which is there on the seller panel of your online store. I'll just quickly show you how you can do that. So if you scroll down here, and I'll just open the image manager in another tab. And I'll just use this QR code image. So this is where, just imagine that you have uploaded the size chart. So here you'll get the URL. You can just copy it and you can go back and you can paste it here. So you have to add the size chart as a link, as a URL. Then you have clear instruction. Now this is where you'll find many fields which will not have any drop down. So if any field does not have a drop down, that means you have to type in the information, right? So you can type in the care information, then we have width, breadth, height, and then fabric finish, etc. So we'll not go through each of the fields. The important point is in certain sections, you'll find the drop down will have values. So you have to select a value from the drop down. So wherever you have values in the drop down, you have to select one of the values from the drop down, and wherever drop down does not have a value. So for example, this width, if you look here, it does not have any value. The drop down is blank. So that is where you have to type in the values from yourself. And once you have added all this information, you have to save this file, obviously, and then after saving the file, go back onto the seller panel and then upload the specification, right? So this is the last step which ensures that or this is the last step that you have to do to update your products. And once you have updated all your products within 24 to 48 hours, they will start appearing on the ONDC network, on the ONDC banner applications, and you'll start selling them on the ONDC banner application or through ONDC banner application. So this is the entire process of enabling as well as updating your products, and all the steps are crucial, from updating the categories to adding the mandatory information. If you are missing out on any piece of information, obviously your products will not get visible, or even if they are getting visible, your visibility might be limited, right? So if you want to utilize this opportunity to the maximum extent, then it is important that you are doing all the steps properly. So this is how you'll be able to enable ONDC and update your product so that you can start listing or start selling on ONDC. I hope you found the video informative. If you have any question or if you need any further assistance, please do feel free to reach out to us. Our help desk contact details are listed in the description of this video for your reference.